Jack Cowley. I'm 91. I am, Cowley Family Ranch. I was an ophthalmologist for another 30 years. I'd come up here to retire, and we've been ranching for over 50 years now. You have to pay attention to ranching. You have to work at it, and you have to have a desire to make it better.
I am David Cowley, son of Jack Cowley. Live up here on the ranch with my dad and two of my brothers and my sister. Love living up here. You kind of think ranching is, oh, that's easy. You go out and you take care of animals, and there's just so much more to it. So many pressures on the land, and so much is changing in agriculture. I mean, there are just so many different issues that you're faced with every day. And if you didn't have a knowledge base you could go to, it would be very hard to succeed.
The starting place really and truly is with the Cooperative Extension Division. They have the university feed advice to them, and then they can pass that on to the farmers.
They continually and constantly have classes you can take. They're always teaching various things, like I went to a program on crops.
My goals in life was to change the genetic makeup of the fatty acids in beef. I felt that if we could genetically develop a herd of cattle with the normal fatty acids that wouldn't hurt the heart, that this would really help the beef industry. And that's where I was involved with Alison van Eenennaam.
I first met Jack Cowley when I was introduced to him by the Cooperative Extension Farm Advisor in Siskiyou County. I was looking to set up a research trial where we would follow cattle from the ranch all the way through to the slaughter plant. And the farm advisor up there said Jack would be a great person to work with, and he was correct. He's got a great ranch and, of course, a lot of cattle, but also is a very science-minded person, and so was genuinely interested in the research we were doing. And so we had quite a long 3-year project where we basically took DNA samples from all of Jack's cattle. Was really on the cutting edge, I would say, of DNA technology, because back then it was a lot more kind of, I guess, basic. And so I really appreciate his patience in allowing us to do the research that ultimately has had this huge benefit to the cattle industry in terms of genetic improvement. We really rely on cooperators like Jack to enable our research to have translation to farmers and ranchers. So the type of research we were doing there has eventually evolved to now we have these genomic tests that you can use that genetically predict the performance of animals. And so ranchers now actually do genomic testing using the technologies that we were kind of, I guess, beta testing back in those days. And that has a huge impact on the industry. It's adopted globally by the dairy producers, and beef producers are using it now to select better cattle. And genetic improvement, of course, is a huge component of sustainability, because the more efficient cattle are, the better it is for the environment and also, of course, for the ranchers.
Today, we could do 10 times more genetically than we could do 15 years ago when we were doing this project.
The Cooperative Extension, you're a phone call away from them. So anytime you have questions, you can call, and they're more than happy to help you. And so that's really nice to have that source of information really readily available to people out in Siskiyou County that are so far away from everything else. And really, we're lucky to have people that are so willing to work with us. It does make you feel good because you're not alone.